VibettoOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetto Orthodontics.
Looking for a great place to take the family before or after the game? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices, and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh, because slice to order makes a sub above.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
It's time for the Scotty K Show, presented by Spicy Pie. Let's go live to the pie for the Scotty K Show. Here's Scotty K.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to National Pizza Day. Dean, did you know it was National Pizza Day?
Every day should be National Pizza Day or National Taco Day. Either one would be good.
Anyway, we're here at the Spicy Pie, the Scotty K Show. I appreciate each and every one of you who have joined us. If you want to stop up here, we have a great event going up here tonight. From until 9 o'clock tonight, it's Dine to Donate. What it is the Minot High boys and girls basketball teams and the Minot High cheer team. 15% of all sales between 4 and 9 will go to the Cancer Care Center here in Minot on behalf of the boys and girls basketball programs and also the Minot High cheer team. Just a great way, and we have a pretty good crowd here. Hopefully you can stop up. If not, sit back, listen. We're going to talk a lot of basketball here tonight. We've got district basketball tournaments starting tomorrow, but right off the bat, we're going to talk Class A boys basketball. Dean Winchesky, the head coach of the #1 ranked team in the state of North Dakota, Minot High, joins me, and I know you and I have been around the block a little bit, Dean.
Yeah, a couple days.
Us media guys, we like to vote on the polls, and the fans like to talk about it, but the big thing is that you're where you want to be as you head into the end of February.
Yeah, I mean, we talked at the beginning of the year of this being a process and wanting to continue to improve, and I think we kind of shocked ourselves when the year started that we were able to win a few games that maybe we didn't think we could have or would have, and we found ways to get it done, and we progressed a little probably faster than we thought, playing as many young kids as we were and having as much inexperience other than really Derek and Eric and Morgan. But you know, our kids have bought into what we want, and they've done a great job. And so we're happy. 14-1 is a pretty good start.
Hey, Dean, you look at it. You're into February now. You got a few games left, but the WE tournament right around the corner. I know you're not where you want to be, but you've made a lot of progression since December.
Absolutely. I know you go back and before we played St. Mary's again, we watched that game we lost in December, and it was really hard to stomach because you're going, who was that? That wasn't us. That wasn't the things that we're capable of doing. And again, you got to give our kids credit for being willing to learn, to adjust, to adapt, and continue to improve. And that's all you can ask of a basketball team, or really any team, is just to focus on, how do we get better? What do we have to do to improve? And then go out and see if you can continue to do that. So we've got things right now that we got to get better at, and that's another opportunity tomorrow night to try and improve on those things.
Dean, I'm going to talk. We're going to talk about the Jamestown double hitter that's coming up. Let's go back to Monday. I was at the game, got a chance to watch it. You jumped all over them quickly. Legacy on Monday night got them down 14 at the half, and I'll tell you what, and Jason Horner's been a friend of mine for a long time. I'll tell you what, his kids never quit in the second half, and they gave you one hell of a battle.
It was a wild game. I mean, they came out and they made shots, and we were able to withstand it for about 9 minutes, I think it was, Scott, and we were still up 13 or 14. And then all of a sudden, they turned it up another notch, and they defended, and they made some plays, and all of a sudden we were down. And it was a frustrating night because a lot of the things that we had done so well, we kind of quit doing, or they took away. And fortunately, we got a young man on our team that we kind of jumped on his back, and he carried us. But the other part was we had kids line up and make plays on the defensive end and get on the glass, and that allowed us to do that. But we can't rely on Derek as much as we did. Obviously, he's talented enough to be able to go and do that. But we have to be more balanced. We had some kids that normally are a little more consistent making shots that struggle a little bit, but you know what? It's a learning process, and playing games like that always going to help you in the tournament.
Mother Nature has played havoc on us this year. It hasn't been COVID that we've really worried about. You've still got 5 games left six games left in the region. But you go back to back. You go to Jamestown tomorrow night. Jamestown comes back for hopefully the third time.
Let's not even count on it.
And then you got Watford City next week, and then you play Century kind of in
6 days.
A 6-day deal. Let's talk about that, and I think I know what your answer is going to be, because you got to just line up and play the game. But to go to Jamestown tomorrow, come home, and Jamestown comes back on Saturday. You like that back-to-back stuff?
I don't know. Never done it, Scott. I've been doing this 22 years as a head coach, and this is new. Horn and I were talking about it the other day, and this is a new thing. So we'll. We're talking about how we're going to practice on Friday, win or lose, and basically it's going to be, okay, here's where we struggled, this is what we got to fix, here, what could we see, adjust to it, and then really get ourselves ready for the same team. And they say familiarity breeds contempt, and evidently we'll find that out. But it's kind of one of those things where, Mitch has done a tremendous job, and our kids have done a great job. Mitch of just trying to say, okay, here's the situation, what can we do? And he kind of brings us in and allows us to kind of have our say on when we want to put these games. And then our kids, every time we talk about control the controllables. I mean, some things are completely out of our hands.
Exactly.
You just, our kids have been awesome, and they've said, no one is excited. Oh, yay, we get to, wait another 7 days to play, and now we get. You know what? It doesn't matter. They're going to be in the wrong colored jersey. It doesn't matter what team it is. Doesn't matter if Jamestown's back-to-back. A lot of it comes down to how we approach things, what our kids' mentality is, and how we execute. And we feel with no matter who we play, we're going to give ourselves an opportunity.
Talk a little bit about it. We talked about Derek Dissett, and he's your go-to guy, and everybody knows Eric Wentz has had,
really
a
good
career
year,
on
absolutely.
High. But you've had so many other kids step up. But the kid that really sticks out to me is Morgan Nygard. You didn't know what you were going to do at point guard at the beginning of the year, but Morgan has really stepped it up, hasn't he?
Yeah, Morgan's been phenomenal. Early in the year, he kind of scuffled a little bit, and playing a new position. Last year when he played, he went in a little bit for D, but a lot of times Rashawn would take the point and Morgan would play off the ball a little bit, and teams tried to pressure him, and he had some scuffles early, but he's learned from it, and he's an extremely tough kid, very confident in what he's capable of doing, and he's starting to make shots, and he brings a toughness. He's a catcher in baseball, and he plays that way. He's just a dirt ball. He absolutely competes at every second of every opportunity, and the kids like that are irreplaceable. But you talk about kids. Jagger Gunville's had a great year for us. He's taken on a role of being a defender, and he's made big shots when we made him to.
And the thing about Jagger, and I was going to bring him up, and there's another kid I'm going to talk about, but Jagger, he was a type of kid that, I want to shoot the ball, and I want to make three-pointers, and I want to score. I've been so impressed what he's done defensively.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's a phenomenal hustle player and has taken it upon himself to go out and guard, and he's taken a lot of the better opponents that we've played this year and wanted that challenge, and you got to have a kid like that, and it's been him, and we were up at Belcourt, and he ended the game. He's done that a couple times now with some threes toward the end of games that have just finished people off. And he absolutely buried one from the top. He'd struggled shooting a bit up there, and it didn't bother him. And he's a gutty kid. He's a kid that just absolutely will go and compete in every situation. And that's what we want. And the other kid I can guarantee you want to talk about is Logan Conklin. And it's funny. You talk to coaches in our league, and everybody knew that we'd miss Deontay and our role guys that we had. But the person, coach by coach, that said we were going to miss more than anybody was Michael Ross.
Right.
And that's what Logan
is.
Yeah, he may not be as effective yet putting it on the floor and creating as Michael was by the end of it, but he guards, he rebounds, he takes charges, he plays with tremendous energy, and he's made some shots on the perimeter. And he's just a young kid. Like he doesn't even know yet what he's capable of doing and all the intricacies that goes into playing. And it's exciting because you watch his growth as the year goes along, that you start to expect all of these phenomenal things. Then you forget, he's 16. He's still a young kid, and he's got a lot of growth to go. But that's a credit to him. Like, all of a sudden, he's doing things that you're expecting more and more because he's doing such tremendous things. But yeah, our starting lineup's been really, really successful so far.
And the other thing, I'm going to talk about three kids that come off the bench. They're the kind of core people for you. Your other senior, the Domstead Steen kid. He's not a kid that's going to go out and score 10, but he knows his role.
Yeah, Bryce has been phenomenal. He started the first couple games, and then we felt like Logan would give us a little more rebounding and a little more defense. And as any kid would, Bryce was a little frustrated, and who wouldn't be if you're a competitor at all? But after about game 5, he has been just phenomenal. Effort and attitude, and everything we ask of him. And he's had games where he's had 3-4 baskets and had 7, 9, 10 points, and he's kind of provided a little spark for us when he comes in. So we're very fortunate that Bryce has accepted his role and has been so great in it.
And the other two kids I want to talk about is your two freshmen. One of them happens to be your son, Eric, and then Grayson Schaefer. A lot of people, and I watched the girls' team where we have 2 8th graders that are leading the team in scoring. Sometimes we forget how young these kids are.
Yeah, and that's and the problem for Eric is his dad's loud and all over him all the time. So he's I'll play coach first, and then I'll play dad here. As a coach, the one thing Eric is he's really basketball savvy. Like, he's very under control with the ball. He doesn't seem to get rattled, and he's a very good on-ball defender. Like, he just kind of has a presence when he's out there. And he started to make some more shots, and part of that is just being consistent. Now, he's worked his way into it. He lifts, he puts in a ton of time in the gym, and so he's earned it from a coach's. Now, as a dad, I'm prouder than heck. I mean, and people can say he's a coach's kid, but evidently they don't know how arrogant I am, Scotty, that I'm not going to put a kid out there just because.
He's your kid.
Yeah, it's funny. Last year I said in our coaches meeting, I said if I was going to play favorites and play my favorite kid last year, my son Andrew would have played JV and varsity. The fact is Eric's gone into that role, and I'm sure people have questioned it, and they're going to continue to question it. But the kids, and the other part is, and again, this is from a coach's standpoint, the kid's he's tough. I mean, he mentally, he handles things, and he's done a really nice job. Now Schaefer, he's like Logan. He doesn't know how good he can be, and the problem for those big kids is when they're young, they're fouled into not being physical because they're bigger and stronger than kids, refs call a million fouls on them, so they learn to be not aggressive and play soft. And we're trying to get that out of Grayson. Extremely talented, very athletic, shoots it well, and he's done some phenomenal things for us.
Dean, I want to say, you made a comment before we went on the air, is that you and Eric, unless he brings it up at home, we don't talk a lot of basketball at home.
No, we don't. It's actually my son Andrew, who's one of our stat guys. He actually brings up the other team and talks more about basketball than Eric and I do, and that's something that my wife, God bless her soul, having four other guys in her house and 2 male dogs too, that she's able to put up with us. But you know, she kind of said we can't bring this home. There's going to be times, and him and I both knew this, that he's going to be mad at me because I jumped him in practice, and I'm going to be mad at him, and it hasn't come home. It's been really nice. We talk once in a while in the car about it when we go somewhere, but for the most part, practice is practice, games are games, and then when we're done, it's, you know, like I said, it's dad and son. So
you know, we go home and see mom and brother.
Yeah, we go, and I've been better about when I go home. I don't carry it with me there as well. So you know, it used to be not so good, but now it's like, you know what? There's so many other positives in the world that I can focus on rather than whether or not we made more baskets than another team. Absolutely.
Hey, one last question I want to ask you. Pretty much you guys, Century and Bismarck High, have separated yourselves as the top 3 teams. But I look at other teams, St. Mary's, Legacy, Mandan, Dickinson, Jamestown, and I won't throw Turtle Mountain out of the mix here. I'll tell you what, the WDA tournament in a month, it'll be like a mini, well, I always call it the mini state tournament.
Well, it's actually more exciting and there's better crowds, and I hate to say that, and everybody gets mad.
I understand that.
But it's a phenomenal tournament, and the problem is there's
only 4 teams get to go.
There's so many good coaches in our league, and everybody scouted each other, and it is just, it's a 3-day grind, and you know, you get done and you're absolutely wasted physically, you're wasted emotionally, and four people are happy and 4 people aren't, or whatever. The other 7 teams aren't very happy. And you know, the one team I think that's going to be scary, and if he's listening, he'll probably call me a liar, is Legacy. Yeah, they're going to be a problem. They're athletic, they play hard, they guard, and they got enough kids that can make shots that they're going to be a scary team to play come the tournament.
All right, hey, Jamestown tomorrow night. You're on the road, then back home at Jamestown, then Watford City on Monday. This is what we live for, isn't it, Dean?
Yeah, you live to compete. That's why you do this stuff. You go to compete, and you know what? If things aren't always going to go your way, but then you got to realize the sun's going to come up, and you got to focus on the next best thing and go about your business.
Hey, I love watching your basketball team. I want to wish you the best of luck. I'll be doing a lot of Class B stuff in the next month or so, but I'll be following the Magicians. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Scotty. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Dean Winchesky, the head coach of the Minot High Magicians. They go to Jamestown tomorrow night, at home on Saturday, a game you can hear on the PSP Network. PSP Network on Saturday night. We're going to come back. We're going to switch sports, and we're going to switch categories. We're going to talk a little football on the college level. Mike Aldrich will join me. We'll talk about his recruiting class and maybe get a little thought on what the heck's going on in college football around the I haven't had a chance to talk to Mike for a while, but so it'll be a lot of fun. So we'll be back here at Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie. Remember, it's National Pizza Day. Did you know that? You didn't know that, did you, Coach? All right, it's National Pizza Day. Come up and join us. We've got a nice crowd here tonight. And we'll talk college football, Minot State football, when we come back here on the Scotty K Show.
Needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike's Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash leader valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Welcome back here to the Spicy Pie on this Wednesday night. Again, it's National Pizza Day. So if you want a piece of pizza, the place to come to is Spicy Pie. We also have a dine to donate going on tonight, where 15% of all sales up until 9 o'clock will go to the Cancer Care Center here in Minot. And that is on behalf of the Minot High boys and girls basketball teams and the Minot High cheer team. And we're going to talk a little cheer team later on in our show, but joining us right now, a guy that I haven't had a chance to really sit down and visit with for a while, Mike Aldrich, the head coach of the Minot State University football team. Last Wednesday night, they had the big signing day. It was NCAA football signing day. And you had 15 come in last week, and watching Twitter and all that sort of thing. Another 2 today, and you expect another one. Give me a synopsis of how the recruiting year went.
Well, it's recruiting's a different beast, especially now that we're going into year 6. So this was really our 5th recruiting cycle. Number one, it's everybody on our team are our guys, and so culturally, so that's a bonus as we start looking into the actual season coming up. But in terms of recruiting, we have 89 guys out for spring ball. We haven't been blessed with those numbers since I've been here.
Since you've been here.
Yeah, and that's not really normal for most college teams. I mean, typically you're around 70 to 75. So we have quite a few guys on our roster, so we don't have a need to sign a big class like we did early, my first couple of years that we were here. We signed some 35, 40 person classes, and that's not ideal because there's only 22 football positions. So that means you're over signing, but we needed to. We just needed to build depth, and so now here we are, year 5, and we've got some depth.
So Mike, this year when you went out to recruit, it was kind of a different landscape for you, wasn't it? Now you're looking for needs.
Yeah, we had some specific needs that we addressed and that we were targeting. You look on offense, I think the number one thing was we really wanted to increase our skill position players for the future. When Ben Belinsky went down this year and Dawson Mcclure stepped in, he had a phenomenal season until he got hurt. Yep. And so we were playing our 3rd quarterback at the end of the season, so depth is always important. But we knew that we needed to bring in a big-time quarterback for the future down the road at some point. And so we did do that. We brought in a big quarterback out of the Denver area, out of Arapahoe High School, Cole Hansen, big 6'3" kid, a guy that can stand tall in the pocket and do all those type of things. It's amazing how much better and how much different our offense looked when we were throwing the ball for 300 yards and still being able to have the league's leading rusher in Ali Mohammed. So we knew we wanted a big-time quarterback. We wanted a couple receivers that could really answer some things for us. We wanted a dynamic inside receiver. So Johnny Bellino is out of Arizona. He caught for over 1,000 yards this year. So that was really good. We've been on him for a very long time. And then we signed a couple outside receivers in Jonathan Noriega and then Denzel as well. And what we wanted to do is those are two different style players. Jonathan's a bigger, thicker kid, somebody that can block out on the perimeter, make those big possession catches. And then Denzel is just long. Like, he's a long receiver that we can just match up on a smaller corner one-on-one and be able to have some success just winning in the height battle. So those were the very specific things we wanted to do on offense, and we wanted to bring in a really good running back. And it's tough. It's tough to recruit a good running back when Ali Mohammed's on your roster.
Exactly.
Because they know, when am I going to play? They come in on a visit, they look at our highlight video, and it's Ollie left, Ollie right, Ollie up the middle. So it makes it for a challenge, but we signed a kid out of Colorado who's probably got the best name out of our signing class, Stonebreaker.
Stonebreaker, I saw that one this morning.
Yeah, and he's a very dynamic player, and he played both ways for his high school team, played running back and corner, but he's the exact prototype type of player that we want to keep adding into that room with that running back position. So skill-wise, we hit all the markers that we were looking for, and we didn't quite sign as many offensive linemen as we wanted. We signed one, so we're still on the recruiting trail there. But we did bring in a local tight end, Tyler Johnson. Yep. He's so similar on film to Jackson Lundeen. And so we have two types of tight ends. We have the bigger, what we call the hand in the dirt guy that's kind of like an offensive tackle. And then the more of what we call the H-back, who's not quite as tall, but's a little bit more athletic and can do a lot of things, not just blocking, but can be a receiving force. And look at Jackson this year, had over 30 catches for us.
Exactly. And, a lot of people thought when Minot State recruited Jackson back in the years, he won't play significant minutes. He should have been all conference. I don't know if he was this year.
Second team all conference.
Second team all conference. He's a kid that really kind of stepped it up in the deal. Tyler Johnson's going to be a project. He's not a kid that's going to step on the field next year and play a lot of minutes for you in games.
Yeah, and really, the signing class, we'd love to not have any of those guys do that.
Exactly.
Give them that year to develop, and in the past, we just haven't been in that position. We've out-recruited our current roster, and we played guys as soon as we could. But hopefully now with our depth, we're catching up to where we can develop these guys for the future.
Defensively, you went around the block. You brought some defensive linemen in, you played some linebackers in there, and you brought some defensive backs. I know, Mike, your love is on the defensive end. And did you fill some needs or fill some depth there?
Yeah, I think we did a really good job. I mean, we transitioned after the season at the defensive coordinator position, so there's a philosophical change that occurred there. So what we're doing is a little bit more of your traditional style of defense. Our new defensive coordinator, Lee Prachinsky, joins us from NDSU after they won the national championship. So you're going to see some similarities there from what the Bison do, which I think will be good for us. But the biggest thing that we knew that we needed to do on defense was we needed to bring in some dynamic edge pass rushers, which I think we did. We brought in 3, and I think that's phenomenal. We'll see how long it's going to take for them to develop, but they're very athletic and long. And then at linebacker, we brought in 4 linebackers. And the kid that just we finally got his scholarship papers and announced him yesterday, Parker Mcclure. He's a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year in the state of Arizona.
Wow!
And he won the Big Class Linebacker of the Year award. He's got a ton of awards. We're really excited to add him into the mix, fit into what we're trying to do. And then on the backside, with the defensive backs, the biggest thing that we wanted to do is can we find true lockdown corner, because we got a pretty good one.
Yeah, you do.
But he plays on one side of the field. Yep. And so can we bring in a guy that's got an opportunity to maybe push what's on our roster now? Doesn't mean he's going to beat any of them out, but we want him to push for it. And I think that we did a good job there. I think we answered what we were looking for at that spot, and then we brought in 3 safeties. All are different, a little bit different with what they do. But all that guys that are going to eventually play for us and going to fit into what Pron's scheme is. And the trivia part about our defensive signing class, 3 of them have older brothers that played for us this year.
Wow. And the one kid and that transition, because we talked about Tyler Johnson, you got another kid from Minot you brought in. He's a defensive end. He's going to be a project. He's not going to start for Minot State next year, but Jordan Will's little brother Josh is going to come play a little football at Minot State as well.
Yeah, and I think the great thing with Josh was him coming to Minot State was his decision. It wasn't because his older brothers went there, or we weren't recruiting him because Jay Will just finished up an All-American season or any of those things. This was all about Josh, and playing at Bishop Ryan, you have to play a lot of roles.
Exactly.
And a lot of different positions. So at Bishop, he played like an outside linebacker, stand-up DN, played tight end. Josh is a really good athlete, and he's going to be able to find himself someplace. Right now, we see him as a DM, but he potentially is going to be a linebacker. Yep. He might even flip over to offense as a tight end, so we just don't know.
Mike, when you look at it, and I've been around your program for most of the time that you've been here, and you had to build numbers and that sort of thing. I just take it from what I hear from you is you're really excited about where Minot State football can go.
Well, I think so. I mean, I think we were looking at previous to COVID that we're positioning ourselves for that push through. And, then COVID hit, and then we get into this season, and we knew we were going to start out with a meat grinder at the beginning of our schedule, and it didn't disappoint anybody else outside our program. It was a meat grinder, and not only on the scoreboard, but, we had 24 season-ending injuries. And so that beat us up, and the great thing, though, out of all of that is Game 5, middle of the second quarter, it changed. And you could see the belief grow in our guys, and they started making plays on both sides. We're down to Bemidji 22-0, and all of a sudden we start fighting, and we start climbing ourselves back, and then every game after that, we were in the game, and it was a dogfight, and there were so many lessons to learn. So we're right there, and our guys are now going to be a year older, and when you have 24 season-ending injuries, you have 24 guys that are getting playing experience.
Mike, and the other thing I'll say, being around the football program at Minot State even before you were here, when we made the division move up to Division II, people would ask me, can we compete at that level? Well, no, it's going to... Not right now. We can't. We got to build that. And they brought you in, and okay. You look at your record. You probably don't want to look at your record, but Mike, it's not about wins and losses. It's about building a culture and a program.
Well, I think obviously I'm a coach. I want to win.
Oh, I know you do.
There's nothing better than that. But I think the biggest thing is we wanted to make sure we brought in the right guys first, and the wins will take care of themselves. So we kind of model part of our philosophy after the New Zealand All Blacks. Better people make better All Blacks. And so if we have better people in our program, those wins are going to come. If we got a bunch of renegades and what I like to affectionately call turds in the program, then it's going to stink. Yep. And you might have really good athletes, but you're not going to win, and they're not going to be great ambassadors of your program.
And the other thing I'll look at back, they look at, and you guys, from the Bemidji game, second half, you were in every game. You could have won some of those. You did win some of those. But you have kids that have believed in your program since you came here that aren't leaving your program.
Yeah, and that's
and you're always going to have kids that are going to leave a program.
Sure.
But for the majority, your kids have stayed here. We're gonna stay the course.
And which is awesome, and that's what we want. It makes recruiting a little bit challenging when you got 89 guys coming back in the spring.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a good problem to have. But it's, that says everything about the culture of our program and the guys that we have in it. They want to play for each other. They want to win more than anybody else can imagine. And anybody on the outside looks in, okay, we're losing. When are you going to start winning? But it's those guys in that locker room that they want it so bad. and which is probably anywhere, but they're staying the course so that they get it the right way, and that we don't just luck into some things and here we are. Like, we want to do this so it sustains for a very, very long time.
Hey, Mike, thanks a lot for stopping. I miss the conversations that we have. I'll stop up at the office someday and we'll just we'll talk football, because I enjoy talking to you. Just give me kind of a little tidbit of our new defensive coordinator. I know he was at NDSU. My nephew knows who he is because he coached at NDSU. He says, you guys hit a home run with him.
Yeah, he's a young guy. Played at Winona State, so he's been in our league. Once he got done playing there, he ended up going and was a grad assistant down at Emporia State, which is a D2 school in Kansas. Got his first full-time job at Northern State. Was there for about 2 months, and then NDSU called him, and he's been at with the Bison for the last 2 years. He's a high-energy guy. He's one of those guys through the interview process. Like, my gut was telling me this is a no-brainer, but my brain's saying, well, there might be some older guys that we got to give a little bit more attention to. But as we got all the way through that process, here's a guy that hasn't been a D coordinator before, so he's super excited to do that. He's assimilated with our staff right away, and the great thing was, once we hired him and we were in this recruiting process already, as these visits started coming to campus, I mean, he's jumping in right there with the guys. Like, there's no him just kind of sitting back and feeling his way out. He jumped into the deep end in the cold water, and he's ready to go.
Hey, Mike, thanks a lot for stopping by tonight. We'll get together this summer. Maybe we'll have a refreshment or two, but I'm looking forward to it. I think you're excited about what can happen with spring football and then fall football, and I'll tell you what, things are good good over there, aren't they?
Well, I mean, crazy thing is we had 3 kids on our team that got an All-American award this year.
Wow.
You know, so we're getting there. We just need more of those to translate onto the field to get those wins. And once they do, you knock over that first domino, the rest start to fall.
Hey, thanks, Mike. We'll talk down the road.
All right, thanks, Scott.
All right, that's Mike Aldrich, the head coach of the Minot State University Beavers. Good recruiting class. And they'll get it on here for spring ball here coming up, and then fall ball coming back up in the fall. Do you want to say, hey, you can stop up, pretty good crowd up here, dying to donate. 15% of all sales here from Spicy Pie until 9 o'clock will be donated to the Cancer Center here in Minot on behalf of the Minot High boys and girls basketball team and the Minot High cheer team. We're going to talk a little Minot State men's hockey because he beat you here, Tracy, when we come back. No, you got to wait just a bit. Is that all right? You got someplace to go? All right, we're going to do Minot State men's hockey when we come back. He beat you to the show, so big weekend coming up for them. We're going to take a short break here on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. We're back right after this.
Great place to take the family before or after the game. Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices, and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
And now back to the Spicy Pie. And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Spicy Pie again. Dying to donate here on behalf of the Minot High girls and boys basketball team and the Minot High cheer team. 15% of all sales up until 9 o'clock tonight. We'll go to the Cancer Care Center here in Minot. And we're going to talk some hockey here. And Wyatt, did you know it's National Pizza Day today as well?
Oh boy, I didn't know that. Oh, well, couldn't have picked a better spot to do the show then.
You bet. Wyatt, and I got to ask you again.
Waselenchuk.
Okay, Waselenchuk. He's going to be Coach Wyatt now, the head coach of the Minot State men's hockey team, number 2 in the nation. 26-2 on the year. They have 3 regular season games still to come. Big weekend that we'll talk about here in a bit, and then finish up at Dakota College, and then the ACHA tournament. Wyatt, I know we talked about a month and a half ago. Been a fun year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's been a year of growth and learning, and I know that sounds, quite cliche, but we're a first-year program once again, and I know we've been around for a long, long time, and it's kind of funny to look at it like that, but to be underneath the athletic umbrella and to be doing things on that level is just, it's certainly all new to us, and it's a learning process, and something that every single day we're doing something to get a little better.
Still a lot of travel to do, but you know what? It's not tough to get on that bus and drive to wherever you have to go, Liberty, Midland, whatever it goes. Because for you guys to be where you're at, you got to play the best.
Yes, and you know what? We're one of 2 or 3 independent teams in the country, and it poses some challenges in a couple different ways. It's you definitely don't get an automatic bid into the national tournament if you win a conference, and but at the same time we're able to create our own schedule and pick and choose who you go and play, and I think that there's a lot to be said about that, and it says a lot about our program and where we're willing to go and willing to play, and at this level, I'll be honest, is watered down. It's very watered down. It's not to knock anybody, but there's 70.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, there's 76 teams at this level, and you want to go and you want to play good hockey. You want to play good teams that take it seriously, and at this level there are 25, I would say 25 of 76 that are on board, that really take it seriously, that help with their players and their programs, and those are the teams that we want to align ourselves with. And like I said, there's a lot of teams that are outside those 25 that want to get there, and that's fantastic. That's what we want for the ACHA, but being one of the independents is it's been great for us. You know what, we get to pick and choose, like you said, who we play, and that's what we want to align ourselves with.
Senior night coming up this weekend, doubleheader Friday, Saturday against number 16 Arizona, and then you got that Dakota College game. Boy, you'd like to take the kids, especially the seniors, out on a great note this weekend.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if there's been a senior class that's been as decorated, as won as many games as these guys. They mean a lot to me and our program, and they were here for that last national championship, obviously in 2019, and this is a big weekend for us, not only as a team, but to, like you said, send those guys off in the right manner.
Do you think there'll be some student body out there?
I would assume so. You know what? Hey, looking around everybody here, we serve beer, so it's kind of brings the crowd our way.
7:30 both nights, and you wrap up on March 1 against Dakota College in the ACHA tournament in St. Louis. Comes up starting the 10th of March, and then runs for 3 or 4 days. Number 2 in the nation. I bet you would, on the 14th of March, be holding that championship trophy, huh, Wyatt?
You know what? I've said it as many times and to as many people as would listen. It's the toughest tournament format that I have ever seen or been a part of. And
I don't believe that format. I really don't.
You know what?
It's a one-and-done type thing.
There's 6 levels of ACHA hockey between Divisions 1, 2, and 3, men and women. And there's one division that it's single elimination, that's men's D1. Yeah. And it's tough, and you know what? It's unforgiving, and you run into a hot goalie and your season's over. So it's, you know what, it's, you can be prepared as much as you want, but a little bit of luck and a little bit of help with injury and things like that. But you know what? Winning 4 games in 5 days is just not easy to do.
Are you healthy right now? Pretty much.
Right now, yeah.
Bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
Everybody's got them.
No, we're as healthy as we've been all season, and we're raring to go for this weekend.
All right, 7:30 at the Pepsi Rink at Mesa. Both nights. Get your tickets. Come out there and cheer on the Beavers. It should be a fun weekend.
Yeah, we're really excited. And you know what? It's Chad Berman, their coach at University of Arizona, does things just really, really well. He's a heck of a coach, and I have a lot of respect for him and his program. And rank 16, I mean, they are right knocking on the door for whether they're in or they're out. So they are going to be certainly motivated, and they're going to be prepared.
All right, hey, it'd be great in the middle of March where you guys come back and Wyatt, you win a national championship, and Ryan wins one on the women's side. The marriage between you guys and Minot State, and it happened for the women a year ago.
Right.
The marriage to becoming a full-fledged sport at Minot State has been just awesome, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Like I said, like I alluded to at the start of our chat here tonight, it's just been a breath of fresh air, and I know that, you know what, it's not about me or Ryan, it's about our players and truly giving them that, that college athlete experience, and they've been over the moon about the resources that they've had available to them this year, and I just can't thank Minot State University enough.
Hey, Wyatt, thanks. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully I might be able to inch you in on a show before you go to the national tournament.
That would be awesome. Thanks, Scotty. I appreciate all you do.
Hey, thank you very much. You're listening to the Scotty K Show here on the PSP Network, live from the Spicy Pie. We're back with more right after this.
On the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm. And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Spicy Pie, the Scotty K Show, live here on National Pizza Day. Did you know it was National Pizza Day?
I did not. That's super exciting.
And we got a great event going up here at Spicy Pie, Dine to Donate. 15% of all sales from starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon until 9 o'clock tonight. We'll go to the Cancer Care Center here in Minot, and that's on behalf of the Minot High girls and boys basketball team and the Minot High cheer team. And that leads me right into my next guest. We're going to talk to Elena Pickett. Did I get that right, Elena?
You did.
Who is a member of the coaching staff for the Minot High cheer team. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Do you know what I'm going to ask you?
No, I don't.
Okay. And you know what? We're just going to talk. Me as a broadcaster, and I've been around the business for 45 years, sometimes I forget about the other programs that support the athletic programs. I'm a basketball guy, I'm a football guy, I want to talk to the coaches. It's awesome. I have to say this. It's awesome what the Minot High cheer team and student body has done for Minot High athletics. I don't care if it's hockey, boys or girls hockey, boys or girls basketball, football, or any other sport. You guys, your student body has been awesome, and I think a lot of it comes down to what you guys do as a cheer team.
Thanks. Yeah, I've had the opportunity to coach for 10 years now. This is my first year at Minot High, and truly the game day experience that Minot, the community, has created is just so amazing, and it really stems from the Magicians and the Majettes basketball team, the hockey team having these such wonderful and successful seasons. It's so easy to cheer for and to get excited about.
Elena, talk a little bit about, because I talk Minot High cheer team, and I had a daughter that was involved in cheerleading and dance and stuff, but people don't quite understand what involves when you talk about Minot High cheer team.
Yeah, so we have the opportunity to cheer for the football team in the fall, and then moving into the winter season, we cheer for boys basketball, girls basketball, boys hockey, and girls hockey, as well as create our own routines in cheer dance, timeout, game day, stunt off, and tumble off and jump off. So we carry a lot of weight.
And you also have your own competition on the statewide level, which I don't know a lot of people realize.
Yeah, we're actually going to be hosting. It's going to be here at Minot in March on the 19th. So we would love to see people from the community come out and support us. It's super exciting. It's the best of the best cheer teams across the state. We'll see big schools from Bismarck, Fargo, all the way to our smaller communities coming in to do their thing.
You know, Minot High's been pretty successful already this year.
Yes, yes. We had the opportunity. We actually are state champions in the game day division and state runner-up in the timeout and the cheer dance divisions. So,
the question I want to ask you, Elena, is how many kids, I can remember my daughter coming to me as a 7th or 8th grader and say, Dad, I love sports. I know you love sports. I like watching sports, but I don't want to play sports. And I said, well, you got to go find something else to do. She didn't get involved in cheer team, but she got involved in dance. How many kids are involved in as it encompasses the whole program?
Yeah, so we have 27 between varsity and JV, and out of those 27, we have squads that split to cover boys and girls basketball, to cover girls and boys hockey, to cover JV, girls and boys basketball. So it's a lot of us covering a lot of things.
Wow, I just think it's amazing. And I can remember back when I was in high school, this was a long time ago, Elena, but we might have had 6 girls who were cheerleaders for football and basketball and that sort of thing. It's just, it's mind-boggling for me of where it's went over the years.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping. We always are promoting our tryouts. We'll have tryouts at the end of March or early April for our fall season, and we want to see this program continue to grow. Our goal in the next couple of years is to have 50 kids across the program. So, yeah, we definitely want girls and boys coming out and getting involved.
And I understand, and you got to understand, as being part of the cheer team program, I know the athletes that are playing on those 2 teams appreciate each and everything that you guys do.
Thank you. Yeah, they make it so easy to be so excited because all of these programs have just been so successful, and it's so much fun to cheer for, and just having the support from the band and having them perform, the student section.
They've been awesome.
Yeah, it's truly, I've said this multiple times, the culture in Minot is truly one of a kind, and it's so exciting to be a part of.
And it's going to get just bigger and better now with the new high school coming and that sort of thing. Elena, thank you for stopping. Thank you to the cheer team for doing what you're doing tonight with this Dine to Donate, and keep up the good work. And hey, good luck at the state meet in March.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I loved being on.
All right, Scotty K Show here live from the Spicy Pie. Back, we're going to talk District 12 girls basketball when we come back here on the Spicy Pie Show.
Only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Scotty K Show, here live from the Spicy Pie. We still have Minot High girls basketball to talk about here on the show tonight. Again, it's a dime to donate tonight here at Spicy Pie. Good crowd on hand. 15% of all sales up until 9 o'clock tonight will be donated back to the Cancer Care Center here in Minot. That is on behalf of the Minot High girls and boys basketball teams and also the Minot High cheer team. But we're going to talk Class B basketball. I haven't mentioned it on our show tonight, but the PSP Network will have complete coverage of all 11 games from the District 12 girls basketball tournament in the Class B level starting tomorrow with 4 games, 4 more on Friday and then 3 more on Saturday. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have video and audio of it. And joining me right now is the head coach of the number 3 seed in the tournament, the Lac Burlington Lakers, Tracy Bond. Tracy, thanks for taking some time out tonight. This should be a lot of fun. I don't know if we have a clear-cut favorite. Maybe if you want to throw Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood out there as maybe the favorite to win. But I look at these pairings and I look at some of the battles during the, with my prep work during the week putting this together. This could be one heck of a tournament.
It is. I think the word you use there, battle, is going to really define this tournament. It's going to be whoever shows up and battles the hardest can come out with that win that night.
Hey, the quarterfinal pairings, number 1, Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood against Berthold at 3 tomorrow, then 4:30, our Redeemers against the defending district champion Glenburn Panthers, then Bishop Ryan against South Prairie Max, the 2 and 7 seed, and then the Lakers, the number 3 seed against Surrey. And I didn't write it down, but I mean, I look at what happened during the course of the year, and we talked back, I think, right before the year started or whatever. You really didn't know what you had, but boy, you've had, I mean, and you don't have that outstanding player, that go-to player that is going to go out and get you 15, 16 a night. But you got a ton of girls that go out there and bust their butts, don't they?
Yep, that double-digit scorer could be someone different for us every night, which makes game planning a little more difficult because I don't know who I'm going to rely on, but it also makes us very hard to scout. Other teams don't know who is going to step up either, so the fact that I've had a couple kids that can step up and do that at any given point, it really does settle your mind a little bit, knowing that if this one can't tonight, maybe another one's going to step up and take the place.
Talk about your first round opponent, Surrey, and I don't have the score here, I have it at home, but you beat them during the year?
Yep, won by 14 during the year.
Okay, and kind of just talk about the Mustangs. I've been doing some prep work for the district tournament, and it looks like they don't have that clear-cut person to go to, so again, as a coach, how do I scout that?
Yeah, we did watch. They just played West Hope here a couple nights ago and came out with a win. So they played really well that night. So it was a nice game for me to watch and try to maybe detail a little bit of what we can do to try to stop them. I think they are taller than us across the board, so it does create some mismatch problems for us. But my girls are quick and they're smart. They'll be able to kind of figure out what their tendencies are, and I think we should be able to have a shot.
Tracy, what are the keys? And I know rebounding is going to be a key, shooting the basketball well, but what do you think is the keys for you guys, not just in that game against Surrey, but to get out of the district and get into the region?
Kind of the thing that we've been focusing on more lately is just limiting our turnovers, and especially those careless ones. When we have games where we get more than 20 turnovers, we have a hard time, as would anybody. But for us, if we limit turnovers, and then we gotta have a high percentage from the free throw line. When those two things happen for us, we usually win that game.
You know, I'm going to talk, and I know you've been around the Lac Burlington for a long time, and I know, you know, that we've had regions that have went to super regions, and some people ask me, why doesn't 11 and 12 go to a super region? And there's reasons for that beyond what we need to talk about. but it gives your kids an opportunity to play some more games. And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Class B, District 12 is as good as some of the regions are.
Yep. For me,
and I know there's been talk about maybe eliminating the districts, but I know there's a lot of talk out there that they don't want to limit the districts.
For me, I think having those girls get on that stage, that big stage, the more often they can do that, the better. So if that means they do it at districts, they do it at regions. You know, I've never coached a team going to state, but I think having those big stages, those big tournaments will matter in the end.
Tracy, what do you think when you look at it? And I know you're only focused on the DLB, your game with Surrey, but it's pretty wide open. I would think that MLS is probably the favorite to win it. But after that, I think you throw 4, 5, 6 other teams in there. South Prairie could make some noise. This is going to be a competitive district, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
You're going to have to coach, aren't you?
Yeah. I've always told people it's a lot easier to play in these games than it is to coach them because I can't get out there and do anything. Yeah, I think MLS is probably the favorite. They just create mismatch problems for everybody. Elena is a hard person to guard. So that's going to be tough. Preparing for this tournament was tough because you had to really prepare for maybe 3 or 4 different teams.
Well, you didn't know exactly who you were going to play, you know, and that sort of thing. And, you know, it's just a matter of winning 2 games out of 3 and getting your chance at the regional tournament.
Yep.
Tracy, I know you've coached for a long time. You played for a long time. I'm not trying to age you.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the time of year that we all look forward to, as a broadcaster and as a coach.
Yep. My dad told me, my coaches told me, anything can happen at tournament time. And I try to tell the girls that you can beat someone you didn't think you were going to beat, and you can lose to someone that you didn't think you were going to lose to. Absolutely anything can happen at tournament time. It's fun.
Tracy, I'll see you at 7:30 tomorrow night. Delac, Burlington, and Surrey. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the tournament.
Me too. It's going to be a good one.
Hey, thanks a lot, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep, thanks, Scott.
All right, that's Tracy Bond, the head coach of the Delac, Burlington Lakers. They will play in the final game tomorrow night in the opening round of the District 12 tournament at the Auditorium against Surrey. Again, we'll hit the air tomorrow here on the PSP Network, video and audio coverage of all these games. Moho, Lansford, Sherwood against Berthold, our Redeemers in Glenburn, Bishop Ryan, South Prairie, Delac, Burlington, and Surrey. And when we come back, I can't announce it because I'm still a minute away. Can't be released for another minute. But the new Class A girls basketball poll came out today. And, I can do it now. We will talk to the head coach of the number 2 ranked team in the state of North Dakota in Class A basketball in girls. That is Jason Schwartz. We'll do that when we come back here on the Spicy Pie Show, or on the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Schatz Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash leader valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettoOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Bellino Orthodontics.
Looking for a great place to take the family before or after the game? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items: pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbread, and even desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices, and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above.
And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, welcome back here to the Spicy Pie. Again, I want to just reiterate that it's a dime to donate night here at Spicy Pie. 15% of all sales from 4 o'clock this afternoon until 9 o'clock tonight. They will be donated to the Cancer Care Center here in Minot on behalf of the Minot High boys and girls basketball teams and the Minot High cheer team. Also want to let you know the February pizza is the Sweet Thai Chili Chicken. It's got shredded chicken, pineapple, onions, bacon, and Sweet Thai chili sauce. And Jason Schwartz joins me. You gonna get one of those?
That's good stuff.
That's good. Hey, did you know it was National Pizza Day today too?
I did. I heard you say it on the way over. I was listening in the truck.
Hey, Jason Schwartz joins me, the head coach of the Minot High Jets. A big win, bounce back win against Bismarck Legacy last night. And I can release it. You are now the number 2 team in the state of North Dakota, as voted on by us media people that a lot of people think don't know nothing. So, but congratulations. It's been the highest ranking that you've had for a long time. And I know you're not going to use that motivation with your kids, but what I'm going to tell you as a media person, it tells me that the media is looking at you and you guys are legit.
You know, and we appreciate that. This group is still hungry. A little bit of a poor performance, didn't play up to our standards here the other night, Saturday, but the most important thing that we needed to do was to play them and play Century and see exactly where we were at. And we found out a lot of things about ourselves that day. And, you know, talking with the Century coach prior to the game, you know, the atmosphere that was there that day, he said, man, wouldn't it be cool if every game was like this? And it sure would be, because it would not only make us better, but it was a great atmosphere to play in. And so, no, we came away with a lot of answers after that. And, you know, hopefully we turn around in 2 weeks and play them again down at their place, and we'll see how much progress we've made at that time.
Well, you know, I look back at that game. We're going to talk a little bit about the legacy game, the bounce-back game last night, but Bismarck Century, you guys you fell behind 24-8, and I'm thinking, oh boy, this one could go south. I'll give your kids a heck of a lot of credit for just battling back and trying to stay in the game.
Yeah, that was pretty special, because at that time we just were kind of wondering, you know, Century really got after us. They really play hard, and you know, they forced us into a lot of errors, a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes. We didn't have too many unforced errors. You know, usually when we'll get in most games, when we have those mistakes, it's because of our own fault. Century had just about everything to do with our mistakes that night. So we needed that. We needed that, something fierce, and you know, still showed us that we're not quite there yet. We got some things to work on.
Well, you know, all coaches want to win 19 games and go undefeated on the year, but sometimes the loss is good. And I think maybe what your kids maybe have learned, or some of your younger kids, not so much your older kids, learned, you know what? You're going to have teams that are going to play you physical.
That's right, and I like to think that we like to play with some physicality ourselves.
I understand that, Jason.
and so we welcome that, and that's good. We know that that's what tournament time is going to be like. So, I was pleased with our kids. We didn't back down from that physicality. We didn't back down because they were Bismarck Century, and you're absolutely right. Things could have went south, and they didn't. In the past, they probably did, in the past few years. And so we showed some grit, some fight, showed some progress. That's not us anymore. And, we're looking forward to a rematch.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that I think it convinced your kids that you could play with the best. Because, until somebody beats them, they're the best. I mean, you got to go beat them. They got 40 in a row right now. But I think your kids are convinced that you can play with the best team in the state.
Yeah, and like I said, we've made some changes already. We implemented them last night, so we're starting to work on some of those things. Now we got to fine-tune them and refine them. And
I missed that last night.
Yeah.
You changed some things?
Yes, we did. We did.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Well, let's talk about last night, because a great bounce-back game. You win by 15 over Legacy, a team, that you beat by 7 during the year. And I think in talking to you and your assistant coaches, you really didn't know what you were going to see out there last night until the game actually started.
And we felt like it was key for us to get off to a good start right away, right out of the gate, and we did. I think that's going to be a key to our success the rest of the way. We got to come out of the gates hot, get some easy buckets right away. Get some rebounds, get going in transition, and start playing our game and get the pace that we want right away. Excuse me, but our defense was, made them real uncomfortable last night. There wasn't much that they were able to get into any kind of flow. So I was pretty pleased with our defensive end, our energy, our effort.
I talk about a couple of kids, Mariah Evenson, who we've talked about before, Jason. She struggled a little bit against Century and missed some early easy shots. And I thought she struggled a little bit in the first half last night, but I'll tell you what, she showed me in the second half how good she can be.
Yeah, she's a fierce, feisty competitor, and she usually plays that way, and she didn't feel like she played that way Saturday, and she's probably going to be tougher on herself than anybody else will, and she showed that feistiness and that fight last night and bounced back great. She's a leader for us, by example, and she's got to go out and play like she did last night, and there's got to be times where we go to Mariah and she carries us a little bit. She's got to be ready to handle that load, and she's had a nice season for us, and now we need that consistency that we had out of her last night. We need that to consistently be there for us now the rest of the way.
Sports Clip player of the game last night. She wasn't the leading scorer, but I thought Maya Aguilar was really good last night. She scores 11 points, and I don't keep assists, but she had to have at least a half dozen assists. She rebounds, and she defends. A lot of people say, okay, why wasn't it Mariah? No, I thought Maya was real key for you last night.
Yeah, she's going to do a lot of things that a lot of people don't notice or that don't pop on the stat sheet.
Exactly.
So, but she's pretty quick off the bounce. She can. There's a lot of kids that she can blow by offensively and get to the rim, and we're trying to get her to be a little more aggressive, and you're seeing a little bit of that. Her getting the ball to the basket for us. We know that this postseason, when we get there, a lot of it's going to come down to the team that gets the easiest baskets wins, and that was a focus for us at halftime last night. We fell in love a little bit too much with the three-point shot, and we had to get ourselves regrouped and refocused at halftime and say, hey, you're just taking the shots they're letting you have. We got to go get the shots that we want. And we did that. We came out of the gates, and we even talked about it in a few of the timeouts, and we just said, hey, they're not doing anything to stop us from going to the rim, so let's keep doing it, and we did, and that was really good to see.
You know, and the thing about it is a lot of people, and in me as a broadcaster who's been around for 45 years, sometimes I got to understand we got 8th graders out there. They're 13, 14 years old. They're still growing. They're still maturing. They're still trying to understand the game. And that's going to come a little bit as it goes. Maggie was a little frustrated at times last night, but people got to realize she's an 8th grader.
Yeah, and you know, I had a little talk with her too, and said, you know, when we have our pregame and we talk about the other team's top 2 players, top 3 players or whatever, and what we have to do to stop them, you know, and we're talking about number 22 and we're talking about number whatever. I said, what do you think the other team is doing? They're talking about our players too, and I said, so much of what we do revolves around you because you're our point guard, and if they can disrupt the flow of your game, that, you know, disrupts a lot of what we're trying to do out there. So, you know, she draws.
She's growing on it.
Yeah, she's drawing one of the toughest defenders, if not the toughest defender every night.
Yep.
And she had to face that last year, you know, the goalless kid from Bismarck High, and then the Harris kid from Mandan. Boy, they really get after it defensively, and so she knows what to expect. It's just, you know, it doesn't come easy. And so anyway, she just has to realize that this is what you're going to see the rest of your career, and you gotta find your way through it.
And she's going to find her way through it. She's going to get older. She's going to get mature, more mature. That sort. And I hope Mom and Dad aren't listening. I'm not. This is not a knock on Maggie. She's a very good player.
Heck yeah.
And she's going to be a very good player for the next 4 or 5 years. But it's just. You know, it's one of those things. They have to grow into it. Jason, the question I want to ask you, you guys, Century and Bismarck High, have kind of separated yourselves from the other. And I asked Dean this question earlier tonight when he was on. Your Century's at 14-0. You're at 12-2. Bismarck High at 11-3. The next closest is Bismarck Legacy. But as we know in the WDA, tournament time, you got Legacy at 9-6, Mandan at 9-6, Jamestown at 8-6. You better strap them on because the WDA tournament on both the boys and the girls side could be one hell of a battle.
Yeah, it should be, and you know, everybody looks forward to tournament time. It's the best part of the year.
You look forward to it?
Just a tish, yeah. Yeah, just a tish, but. You know, we've been talking about it almost since game 1. Like, hey, we have the whole season is a journey about trying to get ourselves ready and prepared for the end of the season. So you're playing your best basketball at that time, and we don't feel like we're there yet, but we do know that we're making significant progress towards that goal, and you know. We want to be locked down defensively come tournament time, and we've seen that progress and some of the things that we've been able to do with some pretty good basketball programs here lately. So, you know, we're headed in the right direction.
Hey, and you got a tough opponent coming up on Friday. Yep. Jamestown's got, you know, arguably one of the best 5, 6, 7 players in the league coming in. You're going to have to be ready for that.
Yeah, and they've been scoring some points here lately, so they can fill it up. They can put the ball in the hole. So, you know, everything starts for us on the defensive end, and it's going to Friday night as well. You know, we have to make things very difficult and uncomfortable for them as well. We feel our defense is playing much better than the last time we played them, and hopefully that's going to be a difference maker for us.
All right, and then you got Watford City, final game, home game next week.
Tuesday.
Where you honor your seniors, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You like where you're at, and are you healthy right now? For the most part.
Yes,
I mean, everybody's got bumps and bruises.
Yep, we are for the most part, you know, and you know, we've been able to avoid some of those things. You know, Mariah did tweak her ankle a little bit last night, but she didn't do much today in practice. We're going to kind of keep her rested up till Friday, and it's an ankle that she's tweaked in the past before, so. You know, it's just one of those reoccurring injuries, and we don't think it's too bad, and we should be ready to go for Friday.
One last question I want to ask you, Jason. You're number 2 in the state. I know the kids look at it. They see it. It's the media that's voting on it. Do you dwell on that? I mean, do you talk about it at all?
No.
Good.
Don't even bring it up, no, and we don't even talk about where we're at in the standings. You know, we show up, and all right, these are the things we got to work on in practice today. This is what we're doing in this drill today, and break it down into its most simple form, and you know, and do a few things to prepare for our next opponents. We know a little bit of what they're going to do, and we're a little more comfortable on the defensive end that, okay, here's what they're going to be running. And, you know, I got to give a lot of credit to a lot of our kids that are sitting at the end of the bench.
And we don't talk about them enough.
Yeah, and they don't a lot of times get into the game. You know, people maybe, you know, they don't hear me talking about them, but they're such a significant part of our team and our program because they're kind of the sacrificial lamb every practice. You know, I say, hey, Laney, get your group together, and she calls them out by name and tells them what color they're going, and they come out, and, you know, before the Century game, they were running Century's offense, and the other day they had to go through legacy stuff, and today they were going through a little bit of Jamestown, and
they're looking at themselves saying, Coach, why do I have to do this?
Yeah, and the other thing, you know, that they don't realize, and I have to do a better job of communicating it to them, and that is, you don't understand, those kids don't understand how huge of a role that they play in preparing our team, you know. That's a key role.
Century,
it's a huge role, and a lot of times they probably think, well, this is an insignificant role, and it's not whatsoever. And like I said, I got to do a better job of making sure that they understand that, because you know, we go out and win. A large part of that is because of them, and they've helped prepare us.
One last thing I wanted to say. I know that was the last question, but I do want, as a personal person and a broadcaster, and I've watched her grow up, I want to congratulate Kinsey Kaler on being named the North Dakota High School Activity Association Distinguished Student. She's an awesome young lady.
Yep.
I don't know her that well, but I've met her through her dad, who is my daughter's principal over at Roosevelt. I understand she's a great teammate and a great supporter, and just a super person that's going to succeed in whatever she does. I mean, that's a heck of an honor.
Yeah, you hit them all right on the head. You really did. Kinsey's a huge part of a lot of the unseen things that go on behind the scenes, and you know, she's the best teammate you could have. She's quite the vocal leader, both in practice and in the games. You know, I just, you know, I've even mentioned it to our coaches, like, okay, what's it going to be next year when Kinsey's not around, because it's going to be a lot more quiet. She's not afraid to be vocal when she needs to be. She's a leader, you know, and kind of an unsung hero for us. And
big part of your program.
Big part, you know, and what a deserving award that she got. Very cool and very deserving.
Hey, Jason, you're number 2 in the state. I don't know when Minot High's girls basketball program was number 2 the last time. It could have been a long time ago.
I don't know.
But enjoy it. I know you're not going to use it as motivation, but we as the media, we recognize how good you guys are and what you're doing.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck. Good luck against Jamestown.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take one last break here on the Scotty K Show. Do want to let you know, I can announce this. On the boys' side of things in Class A basketball, we have the number 1 team unanimously. In Class A girls, we have the number 2 team. In Class A boys, the poll that came out today, Minot High, unanimous, number 1, Bismarck Century 2, Davies 3, West Fargo Cheyenne 4, Bismarck High 5. One other team received votes on the boys' side, that was West Fargo. On the girls' side, unanimously, Century's number 1, Minot High 2, West Fargo Cheyenne 3, Bismarck High 4, Fargo Davies 5. And the other team that received votes, and they're 14-2 on the year, is Grand Forks Red River. We're going to take one final break. We're going to set you up for the District 12 girls basketball tournament that comes up here on the PSP network tomorrow. We're back here from the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie, right after this.
on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm.
Spicy Pie needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, flatbreads, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax, and a 1-topping 18-inch pie for just $14. And if you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery available and kid-friendly. And if you are looking to make some extra money, Spicy Pie is looking for some great personalities to join their team. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge. Desserts. Enjoy their 2 pizza slice special, 2 jumbo 1-topping slices and a beverage for just $6.98 plus tax. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items and $1.50 tacos. And don't forget White Sauce Wednesdays with the first 10 dine-in or carry-out orders with a whole pie. Get a free bottle of white grinder sauce. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Kid-friendly. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm. And now back to the Spicy Pie for the Scotty K Show.
Well, one more last segment here on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie here on this Wednesday night. Again, Dine to Donate is up until 9 o'clock here at Spicy Pie. What happens is 15% of all sales until 9 o'clock tonight will be donated back to the Cancer Care Center here in Minot. And that is on behalf of the Minot High boys and girls basketball team and also the Minot High cheer team. And I just want you to remember it's National Pizza Day today. So if you want a slice of pizza, place to go is Spicy Pie. I want to thank them for allowing me to be here each and every Wednesday night. All right, District 12 girls basketball tournament starts. The Minor Auditorium tomorrow. We'll have all 4 games, video and audio, here on the PSP network, starting at about 2:45 tomorrow afternoon. Number 1 seed Mulhall-Lansford Sherwood against Berthold. At 4:30, the number 4 seed Our Redeemers against defending district champion Glenburn. At 6 o'clock tomorrow night, the number 2 seed Bishop Ryan against South Prairie Max. And then the final game tomorrow night, number 3 Des Lacs Burlington against Surrey Mustangs. And then we'll have 4 games, 2 loser outs and semifinals on Friday. And then the region qualifiers in the title game on Saturday. That will be live. I'll have all 4 games tomorrow here on the PSP network. Thank you for joining us again. Dying to donate up until 9 o'clock. 15% of all sales from the Spicy Pie will go to the Cancer Care Center here in Minot. And also, remember, it's National Pizza Day. I'm told I got to tell people that. It's National Pizza Day. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all the guests that were here tonight. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And we'll see you again next week.
It's been a presentation of the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us for the Scotty K Show. Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.